Evening and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining today's VCT Pacific Scrum. We are here with Frost and Cruz from TALON Esports. Before we jump into the Q&A sessions, we will start by hearing some thoughts about today's match. Cruz, let's start with you.
I think the boys played well, even though, like I said earlier, that throughout the week we were not in our best form. But I think we enjoyed the game. We played the way we practice, and we weren't stressed. And I think that helps everyone feel like more free. They get more freedom. You can see in some rounds they just jump around and like they don't even care about economy. But yeah, so like if we win, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I just want to replicate our practice, which is always fun. Yeah.
Uh, I think despite how it looked, I don't believe we played very well. I am happy that we continue to be able to, even if we're not playing well, we're in every series. We almost never get blown out now. And I think that's a testament to how good these guys are. On a personal level, like I said, I'm still unhappy with a lot that happened in this series, but I think these guys are so talented that if they at least shoot well, they can win. If they think and play well, they will win. I think they have so many win conditions. It's like pretty nice. I thought Jovi on Lotus also had a fantastic ante. I thought it was near perfect. So I think he really gave us a good boost there. On Corrode, we made the decision, and I'm really happy with what we did on Corrode because I thought Cruz called a spectacular game, minus some of the overheats, which I'm actually surprised by the way.
Right. Yeah. Some of the overheat.
Okay, thank you. We'll now open the floor for on-site live questions.
Hello, guys. Congrats with the win. So, Lara, my first question will be to the head coach. I would love to hear which lessons has the team learned after defeat against DFM.
You know, I, I don't know. It's easy to be like, oh, they learned this, they learned that. I think the truth is, one of the good things about all of the Thai guys, especially, it's so different than Americans. They have short-term memory. They're not like if something bad happens, they're not bothered. Like it doesn't like affect them for much like in terms of time. I think that short-term memory as a professional or like a gamer or like an athlete is so good. So I think like sure, we had VOD reviews, we argued about some stuff, we weren't happy with like some of the things that happened. They come to this next game. It looks like some of the things they still doing, but they're so talented and they're so fearless that it's like even if they lost making a certain play, the next week against better opponents, they'll still make that play. And it's so rare that you have that, especially with young people like this. So I think like if there's one thing I've learned about them is that they're incredibly resilient. I will say that some of the things, and I hope Cruz you back me, some of the things that plagued us against DFM continue today. Yet, as you can see, these guys are so talented that if they show up, they're going to show out. And I'm grateful for that.
Okay, thank you for sharing. The next question is about picking a roadmap because last time you played, but it was like DFM pick. Today you picked the map yourself. So I would love to hear like any reasoning behind that.
Um, that was the plan all along since like week one. Because we know this is like it's a long game, right? We need to qualify the champs, so everything has to be planned. And I feel like we have a really solid Corrode. We did not want to play it against DFM. We did want to play it against T1, but DFM picked it against us, and it kind of ruined our opportunity to surprise them. But it's still okay because we're definitely it's one of the stronger maps we have. Mm, so that's the only reason why. It was already part of the plan.
Okay. And speaking of the next map, like Lotus, which is like pretty strong map from T1, what do you think allowed you to win the Epic?
Mm, Like you said, I think we were just fearless. We did not care. Like some teams might think twice about, oh, they're heavy here. Let's fall back. Let's place it. They just don't care. Sometimes I tell them don't, and then they're like, no, 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 I'm going. And then if you hear the voice comms, they say paper X, paper X, paper X, because they just want to play like paper X. They just run it down, and they just ran it down. And then I'm like, economy is pretty bad. And he's like, why didn't you tell me? I said, bro, I told you. And he's like, oh, but you said paper X, paper X. So I like, yeah. So I think it's just that we're fearless, and it's a map that we practiced the most though, actually, because it felt like it was the weakest in the beginning. So we took, I think it was around a month just on one map until all of the teams didn't want to play us anymore because we kept on asking for one map because we needed to fix it. So yeah.
Sounds like it's super fun to be on Talon team
No,
these days.
no, that is not the adjective I would use to describe my job. No.
And the last question is a little bit not about your team. I just wanted to ask Frost, what do you think about Babybay playing on G2 team right now and like winning the match?
Yeah, I'm so happy for him. So I was there in the journey when he kept failing at trials. And it's kind of funny because Cruz went through the same thing. You may not realize the parallel, but like if you really think about it, remember I wanted to cut you. And if I cut you, what happened? Or like what would have happened? Right? That's the same thing he did. He was trialing, and everybody just kept passing on him. But like he gets the opportunity, he still has it years later. And it's I always root for people like that. Forget the personal stuff about like we have a show together and all that stuff. But like, I think about it all the time, even with him, like the mistake I would have made, because if you look at his transformation from 18 months ago to now, he's one of the best IGLs. And it's like, look, I could have done something really stupid. And I felt like a lot of teams in NAVCT should have picked him up because he was early on in the game. I struggled at 100 Thieves because I had very inflexible players that refused to play different agents and different characters. Babybay didn't matter. He could play anything. Everyone knows him for Jet, but he still could play anything. And I felt like he never got the due props for being able to switch on all these characters. And I think that level of flexibility should have been respected much more. It's also one of the reasons why, obviously we kept Cruz, but like Cruz can play almost anything. And I feel like players like that get so disrespected because they're not, I guess you're not flashy enough. I think that's the best way to put it. So I see a lot in Andre and Cruz, and it's just so funny to see them both be successful. And for me, it's kind of hilarious that Babybay ends up on G2 when he trialed for them a bunch of times, and they made the right choices. Like they made good choices. It's unfortunate that it, I guess, didn't work out for him. But now that he gets to play, I think everybody needs to understand, how difficult it is to not play competitively for multiple years and then come back and now you're on the best team. And if you lose games, it's your fault. And if you win games, he's not going to get any credit because, Leaf is better. And he still took the gamble. He has big balls. He went for it. He's playing well. And I think that tenacity should be embraced. Similar to the fearlessness that our players had that we just talked about, that's what he has. He was not scared of the moment. He said, I'm going to do it. And even I told him, I was like, are you sure? Because you're going to get all the blame. And he's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. And I was just like so impressed by that mentality. Because it's very rare for me to see, especially young people. I know he's kind of older, but yeah, I think he deserves a lot of credit. I think G2 deserved a lot of credit to take a gamble like that because they were trialing other people and they ultimately selected him. And he's a very smart player and very flexible. And I'm happy for Andre, even though I think he's still a jerk because he makes fun of me all the time for this O2 barbecue shit. That shit never goes away. It's so trash.
Hey, thank you so much for sharing and good luck in the next round.
Okay, that's wrap up for this sessions for TALON Esports. Thank you everyone, and we'll be back for our next scrum shortly.
Recording stopped.